I'm Beth Jones. Firefighters dealt with frigid temperatures and icy conditions as they battled a house fire in Washington County this morning.
Crews were dispatched to a home at 658 Shore Road in Perry around 8:30. When they arrived, they found the structure fully engulfed in flames. Coast Guard personnel were working in the area. They were the first to arrive and make sure the homeowner escaped safely. Crews from Perry, Eastport, Pleasant Point, Pembroke and Robinson helped put out the fire, but as you can see on your screen by those pictures, it had already gotten a pretty big head start.
Meanwhile, fire marshals are investigating a fatal fire in Harrington. It happened just after 7:30 this morning at 19 Becky Lane. The Maine Department of Public Safety says when firefighters from Harrington arrived, they discovered a truck camper on fire and a person dead inside. The department says that person is believed to be 40-year-old Carol Curtis, who was living in the camper on the property. The body was taken to the office of the chief medical examiner in Augusta, where an autopsy will be performed. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
A Robinson woman pleaded guilty to murder charges in Washington County today. 43-year-old Rebecca Moores was charged with the murder of 53-year-old Paula Johnson in February of 2022. Johnson was found dead in her home in Pembroke on February 9th. Previous autopsy reports revealed that the cause of death was a gunshot wound to the head, and her death was ruled a homicide. State attorneys suggested that evidence would show Moores had been purchasing drugs from Johnson and that the two were dating partners before it ended on a, quote, sour note. Moores originally denied any involvement in the murder and pleaded not guilty in October 2022. The state recommended a 32-year sentence to the Department of Corrections for one count of intentional and knowing murder. The court decided to hold off on sentencing until January.
A murder trial was delayed in Washington County on Thursday, but it's not exactly clear just why. Our Grace Blanchard brings us the latest.
Thursday was supposed to be the start of opening arguments for the state of Maine versus Brackett and Dana murder trial after 3 days of jury selection. Perry residents 40-year-old Donald Dana and 39-year-old Kaylee Brackett have both been charged with one count of murder for the death of 43-year-old Kimberly Neptune. Neptune was found deceased in her home in Pleasant Point in April of 2022. Autopsy reports revealed that she was stabbed 484 times and her death was ruled a homicide. The two suspects both pleaded not guilty in July of 2022 and were set to face a jury on Thursday at the Washington County Courthouse in Machias. The jury was finalized Thursday afternoon. However, the judge announced to the court that the trial would be delayed due to new developments. Both the state and defense attorneys were unable to comment on what those new developments are. However, the jury reconvenes for opening arguments Friday morning. In Machias, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Price transparency regarding hospital facility fees was the topic of a task force meeting in Augusta today. The task force to evaluate the impact of facility fees on patients was formed to study and review industry practices for healthcare providers charging patients facility fees, how those funds are used, and the impacts on patients paying those fees. Senator Donna Bailey, who sits on the task force, says there's no clear definition across the board for what a facility fee is.
I think that that's part of what is causing angst amongst the public, because if it's not clear, and maybe it's just me, then how can, the average consumer on the street understand this?
Is meeting next Wednesday to finalize its recommendations to the Health Coverage, Insurance, and Financial Services Committee in January.
Smart investments and strong infrastructure took center stage at a conference on transportation in Maine. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard was there and has the story.
Around 600 people involved in the state, local, and federal transportation industries gathered in Augusta on Thursday for the 72nd Maine Transportation Conference.
It's to highlight the importance of transportation to Maine. People don't always think about transportation every day. It kind of has a furnace in the basement quality, but as soon as something breaks, they know big.
Bruce Van Note leads Maine's Department of Transportation. He says it's been a big year when it comes to transportation in the state. The conference had a number of different speakers and panel discussions, including climate, community-based initiatives, and legislative initiatives.
We're celebrating some successes on both the federal and state level on some funding, which will allow us to make investment that make Mainers' everyday lives better. So it's talking about those things. We just heard about, we're all the way global, thinking about space.
Space was another topic that attendees got a crash course in, with a presentation from Master Sergeant Kyle Dooley of the United States Space Force.
The Space Force is a good tie into the transportation realm when it comes to things like the GPS, or when it comes to things like weather, or just overall, navigation, financials, and it's important to be a part of the team, right, and to enable that to happen. And we're always looking to help build partnerships, and the things we're going on today is one of those opportunities.
Van Note adds that one initiative the Maine DOT is currently focusing on is making sure transportation in Maine is safe and smooth, from the state highways all the way down to the smallest villages.
That's a big part. It's not just getting there from here. It's making sure that there's a great place once you get there.
In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
To celebrate the first night of Hanukkah, people gathered for a menorah lighting at Pierce Park in Bangor. Our Doug Banks spoke with those who say the event tonight is helping bring people together during difficult times.
We gather here in Bangor to kick off this year's Festival of Lights in unity and strength.
Amidst the frigid cold and the numerous Christmas decorations lining downtown Bangor stands a menorah, spreading light.
It was only supposed to burn for one day, but now it burns for 8 days. And in that way, we try to spread the light kind of for all Jews, for all people.
This is what America is. This is what America stands for. It's a country of freedom. And it's so important allowing that Judaism to continue on. And we're so privileged to live in this great country and this great state of Maine.
The event started with a prayer for Israel, followed by statements on behalf of Representative Golden and Senator King.
It's a small Jewish community here in Bangor. We do have 3 synagogues, but it's small, but we keep it vibrant, we keep it alive, and obviously with the difficulty and the tragedy of what occurred.
Today marks 2 months from October 7th. It's fair to say that the world will never be the same.
As Rabbi Wilansky dropped guilt for the children, community members were reminded that strength is found by standing together.
Go to our neighbor, go to our relative, go to our friend, say a kind word, be nice to them, and with that we'll be able to add light into this world.
In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, they did have a chilly night for the menorah lighting, that is for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's feeling really cold out there. And props to all of them for going out and braving those conditions.
Luckily, goodwill tends to keep you warm.
Exactly.
Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and get a first check of our forecast and see if there's any kind of warm-up coming our way.
Thank you so much, Beth. Our first weather is brought to you by Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Maine's largest rug cleaning destination for over 70 years. Wow, hopefully you were nice and toasty. I had my fire pit on. It was cold outside. Once again, we saw temperatures in the single digits earlier this morning. Wow, can you believe that? We saw temperatures below 0 yesterday morning, and today, once again, single digits made a return. We did make a comeback, though, hopefully like the Patriots this year, right? But not much of a comeback, though. 23 degrees, that was our high here in town, 28 right by the coast. So a little bit warmer by the coast, but still overall, though, temperatures below average. And we did see a mixture of some clouds and sun, but for tonight, we're going to see mainly clear skies and temperatures right back down into the single digits. Beth?
All right, so another chilly one on the way. You kind of have to set that reminder to start your car a little bit early, give it a chance to warm up when it's like this.
I feel like the first really cold days of the year are always like a wake-up
Bit
call.
of a shock to the system.
Yeah, and then you get used to it.
Yeah, I feel like it was balmy, and then pew.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, a Raymond homeowner says she's at her wit's end over the constant sound of gunfire from her next-door neighbor's house. What little she can do and why.
Our David Ledford will also take us to a Pearl Harbor Remembrance Ceremony in downtown Bangor earlier today. We'll have those stories and more when we come right back.
Is marked center stage and is crushed by a baby grand piano. You're replacing me?
Customize and save with Liberty Bibbity.
He doesn't even have a mustache. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If you've been injured in an accident, get Maine's most recognized personal injury law firm working for you today. The law offices of Joe Bornstein, fighting and winning for injured Mainers for nearly 50 years. Selected best lawyers in America for personal injury, recognized for professional excellence. With more than $500 million collected for injured Mainers and over 25,000 victories for Maine families. Call Joe for a free case evaluation and get the Bornstein Advantage.
Dude, you coming?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Power Max Gels Cold and Flu Relief with more concentrated power. Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, Winter Warriors with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the visions of celebrating with family and friends this holiday season. Give the perfect gift to get you where you need to be all year long with Milwaukee tools for any job. Milwaukee's impact driver and ratchet sets will get you up and going and receive a free M12 battery instantly when you buy an impact driver and ratchet set at any of Coastal Auto Parts' 29 locations. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Do you need to replace your windows, but worry that your project will be hard to schedule and too expensive? Then call Renewal by Andersen, the custom replacement window division of Andersen. Our windows are made with an exclusive Fibrex material that's vastly superior to vinyl and backed by the nation's best warranty. Be sure to ask about our 1-year price lock guarantee to secure a price that's good for 1 full year. Call Renewal by Andersen for your free consultation and a money-saving offer. Installation is always included. Call now.
The baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. From the heavens! All new Friday Night SmackDown at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Hello, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up on Good Morning Maine, all the latest details from Washington County Court, with 2 different major cases on Thursday, one in which 2 people have been accused of stabbing a woman over 500 times. Plus, we'll check out a memorial in remembrance of the Pearl Harbor attack. These stories and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
A Raymond homeowner says she's at her wit's end over the sound of gunfire coming from next door. Mel Meyer explains why only so much can be done about it.
It's more than frustrating. It's anxiety-inducing.
Christine Bedford has lived in this Raymond neighborhood since 2019. New neighbors moved in earlier this year.
Some of what he fires is so loud that it shakes my walls. Shakes them. And it goes on for hours and hours.
The next-door homeowners declined to comment, and they did not appear to be around while we were there. You found there was no town ordinance about noise?
None.
Part of it's because of enforcement issues. Who enforces it? Who determines what's loud?
Raymond isn't alone. We called the surrounding towns. Windham and Poland officials say they don't have a noise ordinance either. Does the town have any kind of ordinance when it comes to having a gun range or shooting on your property?
We don't, because the state has laws pertaining to guns, and we enforce the state rules and statutes.
Poland told us the same thing. The law dictates how close you can fire a gun near things like the road or houses. So as long as those are met, then it's allowed to go on?
Yes.
If there's a concern, law enforcement could look into it. Orlick says Bedford could consult an attorney.
This town is very limited, as I understand it, for what we can do.
Bedford is circulating a petition, hoping to change town ordinances. She wants to ban the discharge of firearms, along with any existing or future use of firearm ranges, specifically in a subdivision.
This is not somebody in their backyard target shooting. There's a big difference.
Even if she gets enough signatures, it has to go through a town process before potentially heading to a vote.
That was Mel Meyer reporting. 82 years ago, more than 2,400 Americans were killed during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Today, Mainers gathered in downtown Bangor to honor and remember the lives lost on that historic day.
On National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, veterans were joined by the Bangor High School's JROTC and band to mark the 82nd anniversary of the attack in Hawaii.
82 years ago,
the Imperial Japanese Navy launched a devastating surprise military strike on the United States Naval Base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. We are gathered here today to commemorate the sacrifice made by our service members who gave their lives on that day and recognize the sacrifice made by all service members in the defense of our country after the events of Pearl Harbor.
The Bangor High School JROTC helped to lead the memorial ceremony here at the Willard Orr Footbridge, which was rededicated in 2021 to the only known Bangor resident who was killed in the Pearl Harbor attack.
In just over an hour, 2,403 personnel lay dead or dying. Among them, PFC Willard C. Orr, for who this bridge is named. Rest easy, shipmates. You are not forgotten.
As part of the ceremony, a wreath was laid into the Kunduskeg stream.
We commit this wreath to the waters flowing beneath us, not only to honor the memory of those who gave their lives, but also their fighting spirit.
Some spoke about the importance of teaching future generations about the 1941 attack.
One message that always gets repeated over and over again is never forget. And that's not going to happen unless we keep doing these ceremonies and we keep allowing our students, our young people, to keep learning about these events.
In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, police say the suspect in that deadly Las Vegas shooting had a list of targets. More details coming up.
And Hunter Biden has been indicted on 9 charges in California. We'll have the details of those stories and more when we come right back.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Are plumbing problems giving you a headache? Look no further than Sprague's Plumbing Solutions. With more than 10 years' experience, Sprague's Plumbing Solutions has the knowledge to assist with your plumbing issues. Whether it's a service, remodel, new build, or commercial, we've got you covered. For reliable, professional plumbing services, call Sprague's Plumbing Solutions today for a free estimate. 951-1637. We're here to make your plumbing problems disappear.
Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia, has a cost-friendly Kia with your name on it. Choose from our fleet of front-wheel drives, all-wheel drives, hybrids, and fully electric vehicles, all affordable, tech-packed, and great on gas. Check out the all-new 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg highway, or check out the new 2023 Kia Sportage or Sorrento. All come loaded with safety features and are great on gas. Plus, get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the best in the business.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
Orono is more than just a college town. It's an affordable destination. Welcome to the Orono Arcade, where we have both modern and retro games. And for a new experience, check out our 9-hole blacklight mini golf course. Budget-friendly, fun for the whole family, with 13 restaurants within walking distance. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Healing Hands Massage in Hamden provides professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. Whether you're looking for relief from chronic pain, stiffness, or just want to treat yourself to a day of relaxation, Healing Hands Massage is the place for you.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah from Fox 22.
While a motive for the University of Nevada shooting is still under investigation, police have released new details on the gunman. Fox's Madeline Rivera has the story. Technical issue there. We'll try to bring you that story a bit later on in the show. For now, moving on this evening, Republican frontrunner former President Trump was not the main target during last night's 4th primary debate. But neither was President Biden. Fox's Alexis McAdams with that story.
Republican presidential hopefuls back out on the campaign trail.
Good to be back in Iowa.
And the attacks on Nikki Haley continue. Ron DeSantis now comparing the former South Carolina governor to California Governor Gavin Newsom.
I needed practice debating somebody who was almost as liberal as Nikki Haley, so Gavin's been in, and it was good. But, you know, in all seriousness, if you look at that debate stage, you have one conservative candidate running in this race, and that is me at this point. That's just the reality.
Haley says she's being targeted because she's gaining steam and big donations, defending the money that's coming in from CEOs and billionaires.
No one sits there and asks for anything. I mean, make no mistake, these fellas, they'd take every bit of that support if it was going to them. They're just jealous that it's coming to me.
But Haley and her opponents still appear to be in a race for second place. According to the latest Monmouth University poll, more than half of Republican voters say Trump is the party's strongest nominee against President Biden in 2024. And 41% of Republicans who currently support another candidate say Trump has the best chance to beat Biden. Even with Trump on top, his age and mental fitness are being brought into question.
We have pointed out that Donald Trump has lost some zip on his fastball, that Father Time's undefeated, that he'd be the oldest president ever elected if he could get elected. That's different than trying to say somebody's not mentally competent.
Now from Alabama back to Iowa, the candidates go to hit the campaign trail just 6 weeks now until the Iowa caucus, so they all are hoping to gain steam. Former President Donald Trump says he's going to win the Iowa caucus and will blitz the state in the coming days. But hey, Ron DeSantis plans to do the same. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, I'm Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
And we turn now to the story on that Las Vegas shooting and the latest details on the gunman. Here's Fox's Madeline Rivera.
Disturbing new details about the gunman in the deadly University of Nevada, Las Vegas shooting.
Our suspect is identified as 67-year-old Anthony James Polito.
Armed with a legally purchased 9mm handgun, authorities say the suspect arrived at the college campus before noon local time on Wednesday and minutes later started shooting. 3 people were killed, all of whom were faculty members.
The first victim, Patricia Navarro Velez, lived in Las Vegas and was a 39-year-old female. Che Jung, or Jerry Chang, was a 64-year-old male.
While police are still searching for a motive, they say the suspect had been looking for jobs at different colleges and universities in Nevada, but had been denied each time. They add he had a list of targets at UNLV and East Carolina University, where he used to be a professor.
None of the individuals listed on the target list became a victim.
Investigators learned before the shooting the suspect sent 22 letters to staff at universities across the country.
The first letter that we opened had an unknown white powder substance in it. If anybody in the education world receives a letter with a no return address that is taped, we ask you to proceed with caution and contact your local authorities.
As the community mourns, authorities are also praising 2 university police detectives who confronted the suspect, preventing a larger tragedy.
These 2 detectives are heroes. They risked their lives in order to save countless others.
A third victim's identity has not yet been released, and a 38-year-old man who's a visiting professor is in life-threatening condition. Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Hunter Biden is indicted in California. A grand jury in California charged the president's son with 3 counts of felony tax offenses and 6 misdemeanor tax offenses. According to the indictment, Hunter skipped out on paying at least $1.4 million in federal taxes from 2016 to 2019. He's also being charged with filing false tax returns in 2018. If convicted, Biden could face a maximum penalty of 17 years in prison. The indictment comes as Biden, known for a long-standing struggle with substance abuse, also faces federal firearms charges in Delaware that claim he broke a law against drug users having guns back in 2018.
Former President Trump was in attendance today at his civil fraud trial in New York. He's scheduled to take the stand next week. He was upbeat about one element of the case. Fox's C.B. Cotton is at the New York State Supreme Court with more.
I just want to tell you that the Appellate Division, New York State, just gave us a very good ruling.
Former President Donald Trump celebrating a legal win today. A New York appellate court allowing Trump's business certificates to remain intact as this civil fraud trial continues.
We appreciate it. I think the country appreciates it. Businesses are watching this case.
Trump is expected to testify in his own defense Monday. He denies allegations he inflated assets to get better loan and insurance terms and says this trial is meant to hurt his presidential campaign.
This whole case is a fraud. It's election interference. It's keeping me here instead of Iowa and New Hampshire.
New York Attorney General Letitia James writing on X, Donald Trump engaged in years of financial fraud and enriched himself and his family. We have already proven the massive scale of his fraud. No matter how much he lies, the facts don't. The judge has already found Trump liable for fraud in this civil case. The trial will determine what penalties he'll face, if any. But the former president predicts the outcome won't be in his favor.
This attorney general who's crazed, she's a lunatic. The attorney general sits here because she knows that she has a judge that no matter all the evidence, that judge is going to rule in her favor.
An accounting expert testified for the defense on Thursday, saying the Attorney General's complaint has no merit. He'll return to the stand tomorrow, the defense expecting to wrap on Monday after former President Donald Trump testifies. In New York, CB Cotton, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the IDF is continuing to push south as we enter into the second month of the war on Hamas.
And in sports, one Maine baseball player is using their gloves to make an impact off the field. We'll be right back.
UCLA battles Justin Moore at Villanova. Can you believe this? Fox Primetime Hoops, Saturday at 7 Eastern.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical Services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi.
Things are looking up. I've got symptom relief. Control of my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi is the first IL-23 inhibitor that can deliver remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And the majority of people experienced long-lasting remission at 1 year.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease.
Now's the time to ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi.
Control is everything to me.
Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
The best value for your money is only at the Furniture Gallery. And as the end of year approaches, it's time for our end of year blowout sale, where you can save up to 70% off brand name mattresses and furniture. At the Furniture Gallery, we're slashing prices like never before. Quantities are limited and they won't last long, so hurry in and save big. You won't see these savings again, so don't miss your chance to purchase those special items you've been looking for all year. Shop local, save money at the Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Newport, and North Windham.
Season's greetings from Top Notch Detailing in Herman. Happy holidays from TB Equipment and Rental, your full-service Hyundai construction equipment dealer. Merry Christmas from Jackson's Automotive. We have the automotive expertise that you're looking for.
Months after the massacre that ignited the Israel-Hamas war, heavy fighting in and around the southern Gaza city of Khan Yunis has displaced tens of thousands of people and cut most of Gaza off from deliveries of food, water, and other vital aid. The head of the United Nations is warning of an impending humanitarian catastrophe and urging Security Council members to demand a ceasefire. Fox's Greg Palcott is in Sderot, Israel, with the latest.
Meanwhile, on this first night of Hanukkah in Israel, a show of defiance and resilience. A giant menorah erected in the hard-hit town of Sderot, near Gaza. The first light lit. Soldiers and others gathering to sing songs, say prayers, and remember. 2 months ago, the town, like others, was attacked by Hamas, including a huge firefight at Sderot's police station, where the menorah is now. In the end, the police won out, killing 30 terrorists, but also killed 12 officers, including the son of this woman. Why did they have to kill him, she asks.
Those bits of steel, that's where the police station was.
Yeah. The deputy mayor of the town tells us that, despite most of the residents evacuated, it's even more important for Hanukkah's Festival of Lights to be marked.
After what happened in October 7, in this building, in this area, we as Sderot and probably in Israel, we want to bring the light to the world.
And the deputy mayor also looked ahead beyond Hanukkah, once again to a time of peace. We want to return, he said. This is our home. In Sderot, Israel, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
And as we begin the Jewish festival of Hanukkah, the war between Israel and Hamas continues, and here in the U.S., Americans, both Jewish and Muslim, are being impacted by hate-fueled attacks. Fox's Garrett Tenney has more on how some Jewish Americans are adjusting their celebrations for the holiday as the war rages on.
That panic after October 7th was a nightmare for my family.
With close family living in Israel, the Freelander family in New Jersey is putting their faith on full display this Hanukkah.
We have our mailboxes wrapped, our light pole is wrapped, we have several trees that have blue solar lights on them. We have a large inflatable dreidel.
Conversely, the carpenters of Wisconsin are pulling back on their festive decor, opting not to display Jewish symbols in their yard or on clothing, concerned about their family's safety.
Seeing all of the protests and situations happening in the United States against Jewish businesses and Jewish schools and synagogues, we just want to kind of not call as much attention to ourselves as we maybe have in the past.
Many Jewish Americans are weighing how to mark the holiday as the war between Israel and Hamas continues. Sparking this debate, an increase in anti-Semitic incidents here in the U.S., up nearly 400% in the weeks after the October 7th attack, according to the Anti-Defamation League, prompting some Hanukkah events like community menorah lightings to be moved inside or even canceled.
We've seen instances where people have shown up to try to disrupt religious observances because of their agenda. And no one should be bullied for who they are, what they believe, and how they practice.
Rabbi Joshua Heller says members of his congregation in Sandy Springs, Georgia, are deviating from their typical celebrations in multiple ways, but many are leaning into religion.
Knowing that there are people who want to take away from our traditions or prevent us from observing, I think sometimes makes us appreciate them all the more and makes people want to stand up and be proud of who they are and say it out loud. And not allow themselves to be silenced.
Being one of about 5% of Americans who celebrate Hanukkah, Jessica Carpenter says it's still important to adhere to tradition.
It's important to be together as a community, and I think that we will persevere. I feel like I am more connected to the Jewish community than I ever have been, and maybe that's the upside of all of this.
Hanukkah is celebrated through December 15th. In Chicago, I'm Garrett Tenney, Fox News.
Well, the presidents of top universities attempting to backtrack now after facing backlash for failing to condemn calls for the genocide of Jews on their campuses. Fox's Molly Line has the latest from Cambridge.
With anti-Semitism reaching a fever pitch on college campuses across America, presidents from some of the country's top universities are facing major backlash after dodging questions during a congressional hearing on the topic.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
Again, it depends on the context.
It does not depend on the context.
The presidents of Harvard, MIT, and UPenn all failing to flatly say calls for the genocide of Jews on their campuses are against the rules. Now some are attempting to clarify their answers. UPenn President Elizabeth McGill backtracking.
The call for genocide of Jewish people is a call for some of the most terrible violence human beings can perpetrate.
Meanwhile, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says the UPenn board now has a very serious decision to make regarding McGill.
It should not be hard
to condemn genocide.
And Harvard President Claudine Gay also releasing a statement saying, "Let me be clear, calls for violence or genocide against the Jewish community or any religious or ethnic group are vile. They have no place at Harvard, and those who threaten our Jewish students will be held to account." But some say these statements after the fact are too little, too late.
We expected to see moral clarity, but we got moral depravity from all of these presidents.
The White House also condemning the testimonies this week. A spokesperson writing, "It's unbelievable that this needs to be said. Calls for genocide are monstrous and antithetical to everything we represent as a country." In Cambridge, Massachusetts, Molly Line, Fox News.
All right, and earlier we talked about just how chilly it is out there, hoping for a little bit of relief outdoors.
We are hoping, and we'll get some answers coming up with the full 5 days. Stay with us.
All right, guys, wow, another cold day out there today. Hopefully you had your fire pit started. I know I did, and hopefully you did as well. I'm tracking a warm-up, though. How warm is it going to get? You got to tune in to find out.
Oh, no! Son of a nutcracker. This is what I get for eating all those cookies. Hey, Rotor, I got a big clog for you. I'm stuck in the chimney. Again. Yep, I'm the clog. Any chance you could fa la la over here?
For all your holiday plumbing needs, Roto-Rooter can save the day.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
At US Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself a free phone.
She's here.
Then give yourself the gift of not checking it. The gift of connection at US Cellular. New and current customers get any phone free.
Unwrap a night of shining stars.
Unwrap this!
The LEGO Masters Celebrity Holiday Bricktacular 2-night event begins Monday, December 18th on Fox.
And welcome back, my friends. Hope you had a wonderful Thursday so far. Our main weather is brought to you by Fire Farms. Fire Farms is Belfast's #1 dispensary, offering a great selection of pipes, water pipes, CBD products, and much, much more. Guys, and overall, though, weather-wise, not much going on. It was another cold day out there. Hopefully, you were nice and bundled up, had your layers on, your hats, your gloves, anything to keep you cold, because it was definitely cold outside. This year, mixture of some clouds and sun. Not much going on precipitation-wise for us just now. But look at this. Oh, boy. We're talking close to 2 inches of liquid equivalent rain, even a lot more into Greenville. So a really, really big low-pressure system is moving into the area. It's going to have a lot of oomph. It's going to have a lot of moisture, a lot of energy. And that's exactly what's going to come into our region by the end of this week into beginning of next week. Sunday into Monday time frame, mainly going to stay a rain event. Of course, with temperatures well above freezing. We're talking 50s outside here in town. That snow is going to be limited pretty much to the most northern part of the state and, of course, into Canada, Quebec. Once again, they will get some accumulative snowfall. On the ground right now, we have anywhere around 4, 5, 6 inches of snow in some spots. Yeah, say goodbye to that within the next couple of days, because by Sunday into Monday, a lot of that will be melting away, because all of this warm air, right now it's in the center part of the country. We saw Bismarck once again in the 50s earlier, up north into Canada, 40s. All that warm air is going to make its way east. So New York City today, it was a cold one for you today. Well below average, 30s outside. Well, you're going to see much, much warmer temperatures making a return within the next couple of days. Our average high this time of year is around 37 degrees. Look what happens. Tomorrow, once again, another cold day. Saturday near average. Look at Sunday into Monday. We're talking 50s coming back. Wow, how exciting is that? Lots of snow will be melting away, though. Tuesday into Wednesday, right back down into the 30s. So near freezing to slightly above freezing temperatures by middle of next week. Winds pretty much at nothing here in town. 5-mile-per-hour light breeze in Bar Harbor. Greenville's at 13 at the moment, so they do have a little pocket of some stronger winds, but hey, still nothing to really worry about, especially with temperatures back in the 20s and 30s. Mostly clear skies for tonight. Look how cold it's going to get. Once again, very cold air, single digits overnight. Calm winds, of course, mostly clear skies. It's going to allow radiational cooling, that cold air from the atmosphere, make its way down to the surface, and it is really going to get cold once again. We're going to rebound into the low 30s tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, some upper 20s in some spots. Our extended forecast outlook does show rain making a return Sunday into Monday. Beth?
All right, so at least a little bit of a warm-up out of the frigid zone.
We'll take anything at this point.
We will.
All right, sports is coming up next. Stay with us.
Football fans, with a Caesars Sportsbook app, you can be in the game all the time. Seeking instant action? Quick Picks offers you the most popular games and markets, already built for you and ready to bet. Experience the thrill when you stack your bets to create a super parlay. Build bets for your favorite teams and players across multiple games. This season, don't just watch the game. Download Caesars Sportsbook and experience the game like never before.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
Happy holidays from Old Town Redemption, offering a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 drawing. Season's greetings from Indoor Yard Sale. We have the best deals in town. River's Edge Chiropractic, holiday destination for health and happiness this season. Move better, feel better, live better.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. For one Maine baseball player, community service has been a huge part of his life for years, and his first project up here in Maine just exceeded expectations. Tyler Cruz has more. We're having some trouble bringing you that story, so let's move on to Black Bear basketball. Black Bear women's basketball is out to their best start to a season since 2018, and they have proven that they can hang with some big dogs. The 6-4 Black Bears have picked up huge wins in their non-conference slate against teams like Harvard, Rhode Island, and Fordham. They also led much of their game against 17th-ranked Indiana last week. The Black Bears know they're in good standing, but they can't let that get to their heads if they want to make a run through America East play, especially with so many things to still improve on.
It boosts our confidence individually, but also as a team, we know what we're capable of doing, and we just have to bring it every night. We can't take one day off. We've got to bring it in practice and prepare for every game.
Last year, we struggled. I think we have a more experienced team, and we're learning a lot of lessons along the way, and so hopefully those lessons will be able to help us as the season goes on.
Okay, let's stay on the hardwood and head over to Husson. Eagles hosting a doubleheader against Maine Maritime Academy Thursday night. It started out with the red-hot men's team. Husson looking to get to 8-1 and 3-0 in conference here. Second half, Eagles up 20. Jeremy Morant to the steal. Up ahead to Andre McCauley on the break, and he lays it in. Then Mariners with it. This is Jack Banks. Kicks it to Seamus Raftice on the wing for 3, and he drills it. Later on, Husson's Tope Alo is double-teamed, but he finds Scott Lewis wide open for a 3 of his own. Nothing but nylon to extend their lead. Finally, Alo off the screen from Lewis, pulls up from deep, and of course it goes down. Eagles shoot 9 of 16 from 3 in this one. They win big 90-51. And now to the nightcap. Husson women's hoops looking to complete the sweep against the Mariners. Right off the tip, Husson's Trinity Montigny to Sophia McVicker to Lauren Cook, the former Mariner, for 3 to get the Eagles on the board. She had 15 on the night. Late first quarter, MMA's Haley Blanchard to Grace Huntwork, and with the left hand, she goes off glass. Nice. Husson up 6 after 1. Second quarter, Eagles still lead. Jordan Langle inside to Callaway LePage. The Skowhegan alum puts it in. Nice pass inside on that lay-in. But late second quarter, Mackenzie Monzon to Ariana Moore for the corner 3 to give MMA the lead. She had 23 on the night. Mariners go on to win this one 63-53. Okay, let's go back to that story we were trying to bring you at the beginning. For one Maine baseball player, community service has been a huge part of his life for years, and his first project up here in Maine just exceeded expectations. Tyler Cruz has more.
You know, it's bigger than me, and I think that's the most important thing. You know, I'm just the one kind of thinking of it and creating it.
This year, Maine baseball's first ever Goodies Gloves drive was a huge success, raising 82 gloves, an estimated total of over $6,000 for Orono and Old Town Little Leagues.
It's really inspiring to me to see how one college baseball player can have such a greater impact.
Connor Goodman, a grad senior with Maine baseball, came to Orono with not just baseball on his mind, but community service too.
I came up on my my first visit here to Maine with Coach Durba. I actually pitched him the idea. I've dreamed of being a collegiate baseball player, and I've dreamed of winning an America East title, but I've also dreamed of helping other people.
Goodman's no stranger to helping others either. He started his first community service project at 10 years old, shortly after losing his father.
After the grieving process, I was like, you know what? How can we help other people who are going through something similar? And so Logan Morrison was the first baseman for the Miami Marlins at the time, and I had learned that he lost his father the same year that I did. And I pitched him the idea of Marlins MVPs. And so the idea in the program is that we would bring these families who have lost a parent to the Marlins games. They would get to enjoy BP on the field, you know, kind of live the life of a major leaguer, get to talk to Logan.
A few years later, he started another project in his hometown of Miami, the precursor for Goodies Gloves, Connor's Champions. Choose gloves, not drugs. And that was also a big hit, benefiting the boys and girls clubs in the area. And it was there where Goodman really saw the impact he could have.
One of the kids, I give him a glove, probably a 6-7-year-old, you know, he's holding the glove for a little bit, admiring it, and then he comes back to me. He's like, "Oh, who do I give this back to?" And I'm like, "No, you know, you get to keep it. It's yours." And you know, the kid starts tearing up, gives me a big hug, and says, "You're my hero."
So to bring his mission up to Maine and see it blossom means the world. And it's crazy for him just to see how much of a difference can be made with simply a baseball glove.
It's really great to see these kids who may not have it all just be so grateful and so moved by just a baseball glove.
That is awesome. Thank you, Tyler. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Dude, you coming?
Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. With Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and flu relief. Also try for fizzy fast cough relief.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
It's marked center stage and is crushed by a baby grand piano. You're replacing me?
Customize and save with Liberty Bibbity.
He doesn't even have a mustache. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Tired of your internet service constantly letting you down? Those other providers may promise the world with their flashy advertisements, but are you truly having a good customer experience? Fear not, because there's a new player in town. Introducing GoNet Speed. No more endless hold times or automated responses. We're here to listen, support, and provide you with the exceptional service you deserve. Our fast, reliable fiber internet, it's mind-blowing. Let us show you what true internet satisfaction feels like.
Remember the one who was sent to you this day. Merry Christmas from Ideal Recycling. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the ADA Fence Company family. We appreciate all your business throughout the years. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the Engstrom's Auto Service family. We want to thank you for your business this past year.
Dear Santa, I hope you are having a good day in the North Pole. Is it cold all the time there? Is that why your cheeks are so rosy? My mom says I'm a good helper, but you didn't come last year. Was my chimney broken? I just really hope this year when I wake up, I'm gonna see that you came to my house too. Wow.
Donate and help the Marines deliver hope to a child in need.
It's the new celebrity guessing game.
Who is the celebrity behind the relative?
That could win you life-changing money.
You got it right!
We Are Family, January 3rd on Fox.
Numerous agencies across the region took part in a Penobscot parenting exposition at the University of Maine at Augusta campus Thursday afternoon. The exposition looks to connect new families and caregivers of young children with some of the resources provided in Penobscot and Piscataquis counties. Those include prenatal health, educational opportunities, and financial advice that are free and available to parents across the state. A total of 27 agencies participated in that event. Kim Collard with Penquith Maine Families says she hopes this event helps provide relief to families that may be struggling.
We really just wanted everybody to be able to get together and see what was out there and really foster collaboration between the agencies as well so that we know who to refer people to.
This is the first ever parenting exposition, but Collard hopes it will become an annual event.
Salvation Army locations across the Northeast took part in an annual one-day giving event to see who could raise the most money in a single day. Our Matthew Jurancic has more.
The Salvation Army is getting into the competitive spirit in an attempt to boost donations. On Kettle Blitz Day, it's every corps for itself, as locations across the Northeast compete in raising the most money.
We have a tight race between us and New Hampshire, no offense, Vermont. We enjoy a little bit of an advantage over some of the other states there.
The one-day event features kettlers dispersed at big-name retailers across the state in an attempt to raise the most money throughout a 24-hour period. The winning corps not only receives bragging rights, but an additional $2,000 cash prize. Second and third place will receive smaller rewards as well. Participants say Kettle Blitz Day is a reminder that generosity goes a long way, no matter the donation size.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes. People come in, they do a good job, their kindness, how people are, they're really friendly, and how they give.
We'll see oil, we'll see rent, we'll see someone getting into an apartment, we'll see someone going to camp. We really appreciate every penny.
This may be a competition for the Salvation Army, but at the end of the day, it's about making a difference in someone's life.
I think it's great for us all to do a little giving this time of year, especially. There are so many people that are less fortunate than others.
In Bangor, Matthew Jaroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, the city of Brewer officially has the best tasting water in Maine this year. The Maine Rural Water Association holds a competition each year as part of their annual trade show. A panel of judges tasted water from a number of different regions in Maine in two different categories: water with a disinfectant like chlorine and water without a disinfectant. Ultimately, the Brewer Water Department won best overall. Maine water officials say the competition helps to bring attention to the value of clean drinking water.
It's about quality and safety, and we are fortunate to have a good resource in the area and plenty of it.
At times, consumers of drinking water sometimes take their water for granted, and they don't think much about the work that goes into making sure that it is safe. And so I think it's great to call attention to the fact that we have great tasting water.
The Brewer Water Department beat out last year's winner, the Skyline Mobile Home Park in Presque Isle. After this win, the department will go on to represent the state at the National Taste Test in Washington, D.C. in February of next year, so actually just a couple of months away. Kind of neat to see Brewer coming out on top. That's great news for all the people who live there.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how they fare on the national level, too.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
Gotta represent, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the words of Bobby Boucher, that's some high-quality H2O.
High-quality H2O. Love the water boy reference. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, well, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at Fox 22 News, take care, and we hope you have a great rest of your night.
Stay hydrated, everyone.